A lot of people ask me, Mark, I want to set up a business. So what are the three things I need to do that are really, really important? And they are always the following. One, if you're going to do any significant business, you should set up an entity. You can set up an LLC, an S-Corp, and in rare cases, you can even set up what they call a C-Corp. But for our purposes, let's just leave it at LLC or corporation. Right? That's the first thing, right? Why? Because you want to protect your personal assets from liability that might arise from the business, if at all possible. So setting up an entity, such as an LLC or a corporation, is a good way to do that. Second, you want to get some insurance, right? I am so surprised that people run businesses and they don't have any business insurance. That is a very, very bad thing to do. Business insurance is quite reasonable for most businesses, and it really does help because if you get a claim, you have an insurance company that will step in and help defend you and in many cases pay the claim. And most people neglect that. It's very, very unnecessary to go without that type of insurance. And then finally, a really important thing that goes along with those two is your relationships, your contractual relationships. And I'm just absolutely surprised by how many people are in business, they sell things or they provide services, and they don't have anything signed by the parties that they do business with that regulate their relationship. And they're very important parts of the relationship, like what are you supposed to provide in terms of services or products, and how are they supposed to pay, and what are their obligations to pay? And if they don't pay, how are you going to resolve all of these matters? These are very important things, and usually they have to be put into what we call contracts, agreements, or in many cases they can just be invoices or work orders or estimates. As long as the other party signs and agrees to the terms, right, and they have fair notice of the terms, then you have what they call a contract, and that can be enforceable. So if you later have a dispute, you can reference that contract and say, well, this is how we agreed to regulate our relationship with respect to this dispute. Or if somebody doesn't pay you, that's a very important thing if you're in business, right? What are you going to do to basically go to court or have some other means to get paid? And if so, who's going to pay for the attorney's fees and the costs? Wouldn't you want to have that lined out in your agreement or your invoice or whatever, what have you, beforehand? Well, that's a very smart thing to do. And the important thing is I've been doing this for almost 25 years now. I've done hundreds of contracts and hundreds of invoices and so forth. And so essentially I do it on a flat fee basis. Why? Because I can make a very nice contract, invoice, or agreement for you that will meet all of your needs and basically protect you in the ways that you need to be protected, and do it on a flat fee basis so you don't have to spend an arm or a leg, because I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm taking standard forms and I'm adapting them to your particular circumstances so it'll be effective for you in dealing with your customers or your clients. And that, I think, is a good thing because you can focus more on your business and making your business grow rather than having to worry about these matters, which, when you think about it, if you spend too much time on them, will take a whole lot away from your business, and you don't want that. So if you'd like to come in and talk about how you can regulate your relationships with your customers and clients, be happy to have that conversation with you.